going on, Jerome's? Your Minnesota Vikings absolutely got it done on Thursday evening, winning 33-26 over Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and they're back in it. Back off the mat after the alleged 40-3 loss on Sunday. Vikings back at 9-2, the second best record in the National Football League, and leading the NFC North Division by a bazillion games and can clinch week 13. But this is Tell the Truth Monday, but on a Friday. So we got TAM, truce for the top 10 Viking storylines after the win, moving to 9-2. Truth number one. Statement win for the Vikings. Now, we said that this game was going to be a watershed moment for the Vikes because after getting embarrassed at home by the Cowboys looking pretty damn good, but you were just completely non-competitive. How was it going to be? Was the offensive line going to be garbage? Was the defense going to give it away now? Was Kirk Cousins just going to shrivel up into a ball? Was Kevin O'Connell not going to adjust? Was he a flash in the pan? No. All of that was incorrect. Vikings showed up and showed out. Kevin O'Connell outcoached, outfoxed Bill Belichick. Kirk Cousins had one of the best games of his career. The offensive line was great. And the defense buckled down in the fourth quarter after making Mac Jones look like a rock star. So the Vikings are back. Statement win for the Vikes. They're still contenders in the NFC. Next up, truth number two. Best game of Kirk Cousins' career. Now, statistically, 290 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, a bad pick, 116.1 quarterback rating. It doesn't jump out to you on the page, but given the circumstances, given the pressure that Kirk was under, a primetime game, Kirk can't win in primetime, one of the best defenses in the NFL, maybe the best secondary in the league, and just a hellacious pass rush, they got it done. They got it done. Him and Justin Jefferson just absolutely carved up New England. They put up 26 points on offense, and it was just one of those games where Kirk Cousins was dropping dimes when he needed it to happen. And like we said, Kirk Cousins, he's been inverse of what he's been throughout his career. Like, his stats are down, but clutchness, he gets it done. And big-time respect for Kirk Cousins. Also, I want to see him with a grill. Call me George Foreman because I'm selling everybody grills. Truth number three. Kevin O'Connell outcoached Bill Belichick. He did, especially at halftime adjustments where the Vikings were sort of soft and marshmallowy at times at the end of the second quarter, but the Vikings, he got after it, where especially offensively. Well, obviously that's his expertise, but the way that they looked against Dallas, they adjusted, they got the ball out quick, they did some great things with the offensive line, they got the ball to Jefferson, even though it was clear that Belichick and that defense wanted to take him away, and yeah, I mean, getting a win versus your mentor, mentee, pupil, teacher, that whole thing. But what happened is that the Vikings beat one of the best coached and most disciplined teams in the league in a big time, gotta have it spot. Next up, truth number four. Best offensive line play in years without Christian Darrisaw. So Kirk Cousins was sacked once by Josh Uche in the second half. But Matt Judon, came into this game 13 sacks, leading the league, one of the top guys in pressures, and was in the Defensive Player of the Year race. But he was erased. Besides that, the holding penalty for Judon on Ed Ingram in the first half, he basically was non-existent. And the Vikings offense was able to pass the ball at will. Kirk Cousins had time, and it really was impressive. So big props to the guys up front. Blake Brandel filled in extremely well for Christian Darrisaw at left tackle. Props to Chris Cooper, Justin Riscotti coaching up the offensive line, and Wes Phillips and Kevin O'Connell putting together a hell of a game plan, and Kevin O'Connell calling a great game. All of it added up. Also, Kirk Cousins actually getting rid of the ball. It's kind of nice. Next up, truth number five. Justin Jefferson shined against one of the best secondaries in the NFL. One of the best, if not the best. So, McCourty back there with the Jones cornerbacks, they gave the Vikings everything they could handle, and Justin Jefferson was just absolutely him. Going for 9 catches, having that touchdown, putting up 100-plus yards receiving, and just tough contested catches. Even when he was covered, he was open. It was just a gritty, gutty performance after a sort of whatever game against Dallas. Bright lights, big city, everyone was watching this game, primetime purple, and Justin Jefferson, it seems like the larger the stage, the better he plays. And that's what's amazing. Breaking records for most yards through 3 seasons. He's talking about the Hall of Fame. He's talking about Super Bowls. He's a competitive kid. We are absolutely watching greatness. I think he's ascended to be the best receiver in the game. Next up, truth number 6. Donatello still needs to go. So I understand that the defense buckled down in the fourth quarter, forced 2 3-and-outs, and shut him down, kept him out of the end zone. It was great. But the softness that they're sitting back in, I hate it. I despise it. And you saw it on a couple of key third downs when they actually brought pressure, when they actually allowed Harrison Smith to blitz. They got after it. And, yeah, well, the Vikings don't have personnel to play man. They don't have personnel to play soft zone either. So you can either strike out while looking or swing for the fences. And just go for that. If you strike out swinging, I absolutely do not care. Just be aggressive, be aggressive, because guess what? Sacks and turnovers are what made this defense viable throughout the middle of the season. So getting up in the grill, getting up in the pads of the receivers and bringing 5-6, I don't care. I mean, bringing 4, then getting home. If you can't get home with 4, bring some more. Sun Tzu. So, yeah, he either has to change and be more aggressive, and these next 10 days they need to work on that. Kevin O'Connell needs to have a heart-to-heart with Ed Donatel. Mike Pettin, assistant head coach, who's been a 3-4 proponent and very aggressive when he was a head coach and defense coordinator. They need to have a talk that, hey, we need to change things. Otherwise, this defense is going to sink us. Next up, number 7, let Harrison do Harrison Smith things. Absolutely. One of the great things that Zimmer did, he allowed Harrison to blitz off the edge, be up in the box and run support, and it really changed things. And the Vikings generally play some of the lightest boxes in the league, but having Harrison on the back end at free safety is fine. Playing 2 deep a lot, but Beasley is perfectly capable of playing single high, or you can play cover 3 with your 2 corners as well, and then let Harrison Smith do Harrison Smith things, because that's where he does his best work. So They got to let 22 fly. He's a peacock. He's got to fly. And he's been doing great with interceptions, but Harrison does so many of the small things that don't show up in the stat box that really change things. Like, he can shut down the run. He can get pressure on the quarterback. They need to let him do that. Next up, number 8, cut Greg Joseph. I mean, it's time. Like, I understand that they've kept him around because, we got faith with him. He'll ride things out, but you miss 5 extra points, which have changed the complexion of some of these games. You miss 5 field goals, all from 50-plus. You're supposed to be a long-distance guy. You have 10 missed kicks in 11 games. Unacceptable. At a minimum, they have to sign a kicker to the practice squad. Bring in Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't care. We're done here. Truth number 9. Ryan Wright is the best punter in the NFL because not only does he have the leg to flip the field when the Vikings are in bad spots, he is one of the big reasons why the Vikings are number 1 in the NFL in field position, and also number 4 for defensive starting field position. Like, he flips things. He does not put it out of the end zone. He has 0 touchbacks this season. He had 3 inside the 20. All 3 of his punts were inside the 20 on Thursday night, and he's just amazing. He's just been a breath of fresh air. I thought that they would go with the veteran out of camp. I'm glad they went with the UDFA. Matt Daniels and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, like, they saw the value in Ryan Wright, and he's just a stud. He's just an absolute stud, man. He's got the power, he's got touch, and he's also he sells the running into the kickers. It's kind of great, man. Lastly, truth number 10. King Kene will catch Cordero. So King Kene, our guy. Loved him, the pride of Iowa State. So he returned 2 kicks last year as a rookie to the house. He took 1 back on Thursday night. So beep, bop, 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 boop. He's got 3. Cordero just returned his 9th last Sunday, which is an NFL record. So King Kene, through roughly a season and 2/3, is already a third of the way to the NFL career kick return title. And now King Kene will... He will frustrate you at times. Like, he'll take some kicks out maybe he shouldn't have, and it's whatever. Like, he'll have a lot of strikeouts, but he will hit home runs. And I think that he is a dynamic athlete. I think that he should potentially see some work on offense. But yeah, I think that he's just going to be a fantastic kick returner no matter where he goes. Hopefully, it's still here in purple. We'll love to see it long term. But that's it. That's Tan Truth's top 10 storylines for the 9-2 Minnesota Fighting Vikings. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.